Yasna and welcome back to another Storytime speed painting video. I'm really sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. I'm really ill right now and I feel horrible, and I'm painting a jar of yogurt, oats and blueberries, and I'm going to tell you the story about a trip to France and how I thought I was going to end up in jail. So we went to France more than a year ago because somebody that my parents knew was getting married. So before we went to the wedding, we had a few days to ourselves, so we decided to go and see the famous Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum. So we first went to the museum as it closed sooner, and this guy outside was trying to sell us tickets. And us being very gullible and naive, we bought two because he said over 18s had to pay, and I was 19 at the time, so we bought one for me and one for my mom. We're standing in line, and the line is slowly and painfully moving forwards. And there are signs everywhere warning us not to buy tickets from the people outside. So I'm 100% convinced at this point that we just got scammed and that both the tickets are fake. And I'm panicking as I usually do about everything. We finally get inside and they tell us that you only need to buy tickets if you're over 21. And because I was only 19, we basically wasted money on an extra ticket. But thankfully they weren't fake. So we get in, and this whole time I thought the museum was only the glass bit, but no, that's just the entrance. So we're running around really fast trying to see everything. And dear Lord, is there a lot of nudity everywhere. There's nude statues, nude paintings and other weird stuff. After running around like headless chicken and making our feet sore, we finally leave the museum, and my dad and his friends thought it was a great idea to go to the Eiffel Tower straight after on the same day. So we get on the metro and we see loads of people doing illegal stuff like not paying for their tickets and jumping over the barriers. So we end up changing 4 trains, and there was a stop that said Eiffel Tower, so we get off. And at this time, my baby sister, who was about 3 at the time, sat in a pushchair, and me and my other sister pretty much carried her up and down the stairs between each train. So we get off and there are stairs leading down. So of course we carry her down, but then our parents call us and tell us that the next stop is closer to the entrance. So we tried to go up again, but this dude that I guess was security wouldn't let us go up again. So we're standing there with this dude who doesn't know any English, and he keeps pointing to his ticket machine. So me, having forgotten all the French I had ever learned, just say, ma mère, mon père, and point up. He's not convinced, and he calls the scary lady over who asks us for our tickets. And I tell her that our parents were keeping them so we don't lose them, and so we don't have them. And they're up there, and if I only can go and call them or get the tickets, but she won't let me do that either. And now she's asking for any ID, and of course we don't have anything on us because my dad had all our passports. And my sister, who was the only one with a bag, she only had a book inside that she wanted to read, and so they asked her to open that up and show them. So I'm pretty freaked out at this point, and I call my mom and tell her what's happening and to come down straight away. She tells me to wait. So at this point, this lady is getting pretty angry and tells us that if our parents don't come down in 10 minutes, she's going to call the police. I'm proper panicking at this point, and I tell my mom to hurry up. Imagination is going wild, and I just keep thinking, this is it. My life is over, and this is how it all ends. I'm going to end up in a French prison and never be able to go back home again because this lady thinks I'm a criminal who didn't pay for her metro ticket. Of all the things to go to prison for, that's like the lamest reason ever. So my mom finally comes down, but guess what? She doesn't have the tickets either. So I panic even more and accept my fate of living inside the prison for the rest of my life. But then my dad's friend comes down because he had all the tickets, and he shows it to her and she lets us go. But unfortunately now our group has split up. We're with my dad's friend and my dad is with his friend's family. So they arrived at the entrance and we decide, we can probably walk it there. We really didn't want to go up the stairs again with the scary lady still there. We get out and we try to follow the signs, but it leads us to nowhere, and it's getting pretty dark at this point, and the Eiffel Tower is going to close soon. So we asked random people on the road who either had no clue or knew no English. Somehow we get to the Eiffel Tower, but guess what? It's the back entrance and we can't go up that side. It's pretty dark at this point, and the random guy sitting on the floor trying to sell us lights, and I'm scared for my life right now, and I think I'm gonna get mugged, or worse. We don't have much time at this point, and we know we won't be able to get up the Eiffel Tower. We need to catch the metro before it closes and get to my dad's friend's house because that's where my dad left his car. So that was our only way of getting home. So we're running at this point, and we call my dad and just tell him to go to the metro and try to get home. So we run and try to get our metro. So we're running and we get to the metro, and then we meet up with my dad and the rest of my dad's friend's family. To make matters worse, we had not eaten anything since breakfast, and we had bought doner kebabs to eat at the Eiffel Tower, but clearly we didn't get to do that because we didn't get to the Eiffel Tower as one group. We finally get to his house when we eat the food and, we're not starving anymore. But now we had to get to our Airbnb house and get the keys of this lady who was keeping it for us. But it's midnight already, so we're pretty done at this point, and, we just wanted to go and sleep. So we get in the car and we put the address in, and that's when you realise that the house is an hour and a half drive away. So we finally get there, and the lady who got tired of waiting for us, she left the keys in the plant pot. So, we get inside in this beautiful house, but then I had to share with my little sister who's 3. So I get into bed and close the blinds and switch off the lights. And then she starts panicking because she can't see anything, and she thinks her eyes aren't working because she can't see anything in the dark. Child, nobody can see in the dark. But clearly she wasn't, she didn't understand that. So, we had to open the blinds so a little bit of light went in. And then she wouldn't let me sleep on the bed because she said it's a 1-person bed. So I had to sleep on the floor. I have a great sister, a great loving sister. So whenever I dozed off, she kept shaking me and waking me up. So I ended up not sleeping the whole entire night. And then the sun started to rise, and I pretty much gave up on getting any kind of sleep at this point. And I went outside to watch the sunrise. I am sleep deprived, and my body was aching from walking so much the day before. I don't want to do anything anymore, just wanted to sleep. But of course that wasn't going to happen. So we did eventually get to the Eiffel Tower, but we had to wait like 3 hours to get to the top. And my little sister wanted me to carry her the whole way up because we had to fold the buggy and we couldn't just push her around because there are stairs everywhere. My arms are aching, and we did eventually get to the top, but we were so tired at that point that we only spent 10 minutes there, and then we had to spend another 2 hours to get down again. And this might be a bit controversial, but the view up there wasn't worth all the trouble we had to go through. Personally, the view is pretty much how it looks like when you go up on a plane. So I wasn't wowed by it because I had seen that before. If I ever went back to France again, I would probably just explore quaint little towns that are absolutely gorgeous instead of going into Paris where it's jam-packed with people. So the Airbnb that we stayed in was in this little town called Mont-la-Jolie. And I'm probably mispronouncing this, but it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to, and I would love to go again. They had this little river and they had beautiful houses that were so unique. And they had old-fashioned lamps, and it was beautiful. That wraps up the story, and if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see any more future videos from me, click that subscribe button. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye!